Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is the 5th episode of this series. I just wanted to thank you so much for supporting my YouTube channel and for my friends that have reached out and said so many nice and positive things. Thank you so much, and providing me tips on how I could improve and make these YouTube videos better. Alright, let's get started. So you're probably wondering what the 6-year-old translator means. Well, before we get started, let me give you a little bit of background so it'll help you understand the context of this video a little bit better. So I want to let you know that I'm going to be talking a little bit about my parents, but some of the things that they did in the past obviously has shaped me to become who I am, but in no way am I bad talking them or saying bad things about them. But every parent has some sort of effect on you on how you were raised. And so this is kind of the story that I wanted to get into. When I first came over to Canada, I was only 3 years old, didn't speak a word in English, could even barely speak Mandarin at that point. And so after being here for a few years, I was about 6-7 years old when my parents, I guess, felt that my English was good enough because, I could speak it, and if a stranger were to speak to me, I'd be able to understand what they were saying and, be the translator. And that's kind of how my title became, to be the 6-year-old translator. At such a young age, I had taken on this responsibility of an adult. It's only been probably the last 2 years that I learned being super young with adult responsibilities shaped a lot of who I am. So growing up, I've always had a lot of issues with having self-esteem, and it was really difficult for me to be confident in myself. And in recent years, I started going to therapy, and I wanted to learn about what were some of the things that triggered my anxiety and what was some of the reasons why I had such low self-esteem and why I wasn't confident with myself most of the time. Of course, fast forward now, my confidence has improved so much than it had been even maybe 5 years ago. And so I really wanted to get to the root of the problem and realized that one of the main reasons was because at such a young age, I was given the role of an adult. So because my parents couldn't speak English, and by the time they came to Canada, they were learning, but they weren't absorbing the language as quickly as I was. So I still remember being 6-7 years old, coming home with notices from school, maybe talking about a field trip or something that's happened around school that they wanted to let our parents know, and my parents would ask me to translate those. And as a 6-7-year-old, I would look at it and be like, okay, I can read this because I can make out the sounds of all of these words. And I was able to pronounce all of the words that were on the notices that came home. But what I didn't realize was that because I was so young, I couldn't actually understand what was being said on the notices. And so through years and years of me trying to, take on this role, trying to communicate what the teachers were trying to tell my parents through these letters and notices, my self-confidence just kept going down because I was always reading it and thinking, I can read it, but I'm not too sure why I don't understand it. So it really was after I went to therapy that my therapist really told me that giving me a 6-year-old child an adult responsibility really tore down my self-confidence because I was given a role that I wasn't ready for. But because they gave it to me, I wanted to, make my parents proud. I wanted them to be like, okay, Carol's able to do this for me. And so I felt that weight and I felt that pressure on my shoulders to be able to impress my parents and to be able to make them proud. As I got older, I didn't realize that this really stuck with me. I always felt the need to impress. I always felt the need to help. So a lot of my goals would revolve around, when I make enough money, I want to be able to, buy my parents this and this, and so that later on they don't have to worry financially and I'm able to support them and like they won't have to do anything afterwards. I think the very interesting thing was that acknowledging this and, finding the root to my anxiety and also the root to where my need to always help people and the fear of disappointment came from. And once I acknowledged where it really started from, it helped me a lot. I feel like once I was able to know this, I was able to take control of my life again. I'm not saying that therapy is for everyone, but I feel like if you have things that you're unhappy with yourself, my advice for you is to be able to find the root of the problem. Being able to find out really what causes you to be this way will really help to free yourself. Like I had so many bad habits of always trying to please other people and always putting others first before myself. And because of that, I struggled through a lot of things because I wasn't happy with myself. How was I able to be happy with myself when all I was doing was putting others before me? When I really went to therapy and found these things out about me, I was able to take note and start making changes in my life that was going to help with all these issues that I had with myself. And I say it all the time, but it really starts with just being aware. And I feel like once you know, it's really gonna help you get through the rest of it. Most of the time when you feel like there's this certain habit that you have that you just can't kick, and you know that it's not good for you, don't beat yourself over it, because chances are there's something that happened in the past that triggered those habits. So instead of just, going in circles trying to break the habit, find out what's the reason that, resulted in this habit to start happening in the first place. And it'll make helping you break that habit so much easier. I hope this video helped you to do a little bit of self-reflecting and to figure out some of the reasons why you might have developed certain habits or certain personality traits today. In no way am I a professional or anything, but based on my own personal experience and me going to therapy and talking to different people, this is the discovery that I've made. So hopefully just listening to this little tidbit can help you out. Okay, so what type of adult responsibilities were you given when you were a kid? Please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. If there's anything, please share with me. I really want to chat with you. Thanks so much for coming to the end of this YouTube video. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!